Hello and welcome back to episode 20, I believe, of the Stopping the Save with Liverpool FC here on Championship Manager 1997-1998. First of all, if you're new around the channel, please drop that hit that sub button down below and drop a like if you're enjoying the content, the save, the series, the channel, all that good stuff. But we're going to crack on because, well, a lot has happened and not all good. Obviously, last time out we had that double cup episode against Tottenham. 1-1, we lost one. So we lost the League Cup final, but we won the FA Cup semi-final, which puts us at Wembley against Newcastle, which will be played today because we've got the last three league games, which we'll look at the opponents in a moment. And we've also got the FA Cup final against Newcastle right at the end. So what has happened? A hell of a lot. So we started off, obviously, we had a Wimbledon, and I'll be honest, we couldn't capitalise on an early lead. Michael Owen gave us an early-ish lead, 14 minutes, but we just couldn't build on it. It was a game in hand for us. They scored one of two shots on target because, yeah, I mean, Boyce doing what he does best. I don't know who he is. Never really seen him do anything before, but he scored against us and he's, derailed. I mean, we weren't the best. We only had 3 shots on target, but we felt like we had the game, but we just couldn't put it away, couldn't put it to bed. Strikers were a little bit wasteful. Then the Merseyside derby, we played terribly in this, and I don't know how we came away with a 3-3 draw. It just seemed like every time anything, like they scored in 3 minutes, we pulled one back. They got one back, they scored another one, we pulled one back, and then they scored another one, we pulled one back. We were just constantly pulling back. We were never in a foothold in this game. I mean, the stats would say we probably deserved the win. It really didn't feel that way. It felt like we were going to lose and lose royally, to quote Apollo Creed in Rocky. And yeah, I don't know how we got a 3-3 draw out of that. It did keep us top, I think, as Man United only drew with Arsenal as well. Now, obviously, we had Man United 2 days later, which wasn't good preparation. We couldn't rotate, we couldn't rest. We lost 1-0. Man United, we couldn't score, which, it doesn't happen very often. And United managed to see out a result, which they haven't done a lot recently. They've drawn a lot of games this season from winning positions, and they've not been able to see them out. But, of course, against us, they managed to dig in and do it. But probably deserved the win, in all fairness. We had some chances, some good chances. I think we had a goal disallowed as well. I think Fowler had one disallowed, but, you get what you're given. David James, man of the match, tells you it all. Robbie Fowler got a 5. I don't know if that disallowed goal played a part in that or something. I mean, I should have took him off. I didn't even notice. This game kind of coasted along a little bit because I was on the phone, but yeah, I should have concentrated a little bit better maybe. We did bounce back with a 1-0 win against Tottenham, which is a very good result because Keegan is their manager and he's getting manager of the month practically every month at the moment. He's got the last 2. He's just got the latest one. We managed to do it, luckily. Another game in hand for us. It took us back top with the win. Man United had obviously snatched top place with the win against us, only by a point, I think, but this puts us back clear. I think they may have also been tired because they are actually playing in Europe a little bit, which we'll maybe try and have a look at the end of the episode, maybe, if we can roll through that time. If I remember to do that as well. I don't know how the Champions League and all the other European Cups fit in around the FA Cup. Probably a little bit after. But is there a Euros or something this year as well? No, there's not. There's no European. There's no World Cup or Euros this year, so it won't be late or early. It won't be early rather. But yeah, that's Tottenham, and then Bolton. Again, I do not know how we drew this game, but I also don't know how we were in the position we were in. It felt like they scored their first 3 shots. I mean, they weren't great. And a draw probably looks about the fair result, but it just seemed everything they were doing was going in, and we had 2 goals disallowed. I forget at which point of the game, but we had 2 goals disallowed. I think it was Owen and Fowler both had one. So Owen had his not necessarily his hat-trick goal, but it would have meant he had a hat-trick. But late on, 89 minutes, he did get a second goal to give us the draw, and unfortunately, Man United also had the Manchester derby at this time, and they did win. So what it does to the league is not the best. We're going into the last 3 games level. Obviously, we've got maybe that extra point to play. Well, it doesn't count, but it counts as a point in this situation because our goal difference is so dominant. But identical records. I mean, I say they've drawn a lot. We obviously have as well. We've drawn a few lately, to be fair. But yeah, we've. I think we struggled a little bit at the start of the season as well, but we regrouped and whatnot. But yeah, that's how that league sits. And the other unfortunate thing is Martin Knudsen, just before the international break, not playing a match or anything, out for 9 months. So that's 2 Norwegians we've had out long term. Now for this game, fixtures our run-in is against Middlesbrough, Sunderland and Blackburn. Middlesbrough's pretty tough. They're up in the high places, but a promoted team. Sunderland are doing okay for promoted teams as well, but Blackburn are doing very well this season, I do believe. Who's that player they've got without a work permit? Adel Salimi. Did they sign him and let him go out of contract? Out of work permit, bizarre. So Blackburn are here, they're 6th. Middlesbrough are 9th and Sunderland are 11th. So 3 pretty tough games, but then also teams with maybe not a huge amount to play for. Manchester United, on the other hand, they've got some pretty favourable fixtures. Palace, I think, are doing okay, but then Leicester and Sheffield Wednesday. But at the same time, I say they're low down. So Palace are 12th. Sheffield Wednesday and Leicester. I mean, Leicester maybe. Yeah, they're still in that fight down there. Barnsley are gone. They've succumbed. We've got Sheffield Wednesday, obviously still got to try and play their way out of it. If they lose that Man United game, they probably do go down if they haven't already. And obviously Leicester need maybe just a point to guarantee survival. I think they're 5 clear with 3 to play. So yeah, Palace aren't hugely further ahead. When you look at the bottom of the view, they're still 12th. But let's jump in anyway. So yeah, we've got Borough first up, and we've got a few issues because Gerrard is suspended, as is McAteer. All getting the suspensions turn up at the same time is not ideal. Sean Dundee's unhappy. He might come in for Fowler soon because I'll be honest, Fowler, he scored those goals in that game on that last episode, but he's generally letting me down a little bit. I can't rely on him enough, and I don't think he'll settle for being a backup, and he's too expensive to be a backup. We can try and sell him and try and get 15 odd million for him, maybe more. Sean Dundee might be someone we try and move on as well. Redknapp comes in for Gerrard, gets a goal, fantastic. All we need here is the win. Just the 3 points. The goal difference is taking care of itself. We've done the work on the goal difference through the season. Michael Owen scores. Fight, yes. Did he score in the shootout? He did, didn't he? Yeah, he did score against Tottenham in the shootout. I was going to say, if that was Paul Ince stepping up or something and taking it and scoring, I'd be pissed. But because we look like we're doing well and doing the damage anyway. But they've pulled one back. Was it Ivan? Ivan. Do I know who he is? Is he the guy we looked at? I think he was on our shortlist at the start of the season, possibly. Owen, 4-1. I mean, if we don't win this game from here, then we don't deserve to be champions, in all honesty. And I will happily say, Man United, there you go, you have another title, to be honest. Because 4-1 up against Middlesbrough, who, despite having a good season, they're a promoted team. They've got not a lot to play for. They should not be pegging us back here. But goal difference-wise, it's another tip of the hat to the goal difference. Because, you never know. Man United have got 2 teams down the bottom. They could easily sort of whack. They've got Shearer up front now as well. Obviously, he's playing for them. They could easily whack a number of goals in those 2 games if they decide to and if they want to. We, on the other hand, I think are going to rest on our laurels here a little bit, and we're going to make a few changes. Paul Ince is going to come out. Sean Dundee is going to come on for Michael Owen. He's got his hat-trick. We're going to rest him. And Lee Hughes is going to come out for Kieran Dyer. We just need to get him some game time. I think, hopefully, we just don't lose any more goals just because we made a few subs, which is probably going to happen. Oh, that felt like one that was going to carry on till a goal. It didn't, fortunately. But if that Ivan, they've got Ivan and Valencia up front. 2 good 97-98 signings. Good players on the game. They grabbed another one back. I didn't see who that was. That's a good front line they've got there. They just need to now maybe work on the rest of the team. They had, obviously, Branca fired them up the division in Division 1 to get to the Premier League. But he hasn't quite done it in the Premier League. But they've obviously signed 2 good strikers, who I think probably have done quite well. That is that Ivan, I think, who we were watching for a little while. We didn't take a punt. I don't know who we took a punt on instead. Probably Branca's not even on the bench. Mikkel Beck is, and Alan Armstrong is okay. Esteban Valencia, he's attacking midfielder rather than a striker, so okay. But yeah, he did them well in the Championship as well, Division 1 for them as well. He's doing okay. He's doing very well in the top division as well. And then Marian Ivan. Mate, that's not the guy we were looking at. It's a different one. But again, a good striker. Did actually score some goals in Division 1 for them and scored even more in the Premier League for them. But in a lot more games, in fairness. I don't know what's going on with Branca. But we're going to have a look at see how Man United done. We're going to see how this plays out in the... Vladimir Kinder, he's another player I quite liked back in the 90s. I think it was just because I like Kinder eggs. Just a, bit young. So I just decided to pause there. It was taking a bit long, and I had some kerfuffling out in the by the doorway. So yeah, Vladimir Kinder, just a player I quite liked. I think it's around the time Borough having their cup competitions, their cup runs and stuff in the FA Cup and the League Cup. He was just another one of those 90s players that at the time I quite liked. He was probably woeful, probably wasn't very good, but he just sticks in my mind as a player. And yeah, you get some of those. Question a day. I think I've done it on a previous episode, similar. Just 90s players, just random 90s players that you like. Let's have a look. Man United. They've drawn against Crystal Palace. So they've drawn the toughest of the games they're going to have. Barnsley have taken a point off Aston Villa. Obviously, Aston Villa still very much in that dogfight down there. Leeds have beaten Newcastle. Leicester have lost. What? Okay, so this is quite a messy. Sheffield Wednesday have beaten Tottenham. This is getting very interesting down the bottom. Probably more so than maybe not the top, but okay. So we've gone into the final two games. Sheffield Wednesday and Villa on 36 points. Leeds on 38. Leicester on 39. Bolton still on 40. I mean, I thought they were safe. They've been sucked back down. Derby back down there. Crystal Palace's point against was it a point I think against Man United has helped them as well, just to be sure. And my game has crashed. I'm not sure quite what was recording then. Hopefully it did record. But yeah, interesting down the bottom there. So that's something else to keep an eye on, especially considering the fact that Man United are involved in a couple of those games. And it's the two in the bottom three, actually, to be fair. So we need them to play out their skins for us. But we're going to come back in a moment. We've got Sunderland in, well, we've got 1 day's time. So we're not going to come back. We're just going to play a day forward. There's no point adding the chop in on the editor. It's so much easier and quicker when you haven't got to do that. Heidenstrom's back, and we go. Man United, they are at home to Leicester. Okay, they're not in the bottom. They're not in the bottom, but they're very close. So we need Leicester to, I don't know, grab a draw against them again or something. We just need to do what we've got to do as well. Kavame's unhappy, left out the side. I mean, you just come back from injury, mate. I don't think you're even fit. Okay, he is now. Rui Costa's unhappy. Dundee isn't because I brought him off the bench. I don't know, but Sunderland, we just need to do us. Fowler, finally, hallelujah. Comes up with the goods. Can we do something here? Can we? I don't know. I think we need to just. I don't think it's a set. If we win this, we win the league. I think this is going down to the last two games. No matter what happens, I think it's probably not. No matter what happens, there's probably a permeation that does mean we win the league. I think if Man United maybe lose here and we win here, maybe we win the league. I think that probably would happen because I think we're at least more than a point ahead of them, and this would put us 3 ahead. But the chances of Leicester grabbing something against United, a win certainly. A draw might be enough to keep United in the hunt. I'm not too sure. We'd have to have a look. I haven't really studied it that much. I was actually kind of more interested in the relegation stuff, even though I'm involved in the top end. The relegation is much more fascinating as a story. Quite often it is. The relegation from a league, there's not many. Quite often they're cut and dry. I remember the one where West Brom survived with Brian Robson, like on the last day. I think Southampton were involved in it. Did they go down? I can't remember. Southampton, West Brom, a few, and West Brom survived on the last day. I remember I was playing a work five-a-side tournament that day, absolutely hanging out my arse because I went up London the night before with my friends. I think I got home about 6 a.m. Absolutely smashed, and I think I got picked up about 8. I had to walk down to where I worked, which is about a 10-minute walk from where I lived at the time, and got a lift to this five-a-side, and I think I was playing in goal. But we got to the final. It was an inter-work thing. It was a big, large supermarket, but it was all the London region's stores playing this Sunday five-a-side tournament. And yeah, we got to the final. I don't know how I'd done it. We lost on penalties. No, semi-final. We lost on penalties in the semi-final. I saved 2 of them, but we missed our 2 as well, and they scored their 3rd. I mean, I looked back at it, and I remember, I think on that 3rd one, or maybe even a couple of them even, it looked like I was doing it tactically, but I was standing to the side. I just had no bearings of my centrality into the goal. I was so out of my nut. On drink, not drugs, and not into the drugs. But we grab a win here, back into the game. Patrik Berger did get a red card at the end there. They've got Michael Thomas. Did we release him? No, we sold him to West Brom. He's gone to Sunderland. Yeah, we've got the win. Balboa got injured, sent off for them, probably for, I don't know, uppercutting someone. You know, Rocky Balboa and all that. We mentioned a Rocky in the last episode, maybe this one, I'm not too sure. But Patrik Berger's picked up a suspension as well. Another 2 yellows and a red. Let's see what Man United done. Let's see what that does to the title. It's taking its time. Stefan Honsho with the man of the match. Goals from McManaman, Owen and Fowler, of course, there. Lee Charles. Why does that name ring a bell? I don't remember him as a footballer. I was going to go he's in Red Dwarf, but that's Craig Charles. I don't know why I know a Lee Charles. Now let's see. What have Man United done? They've drawn against Leicester. We've won the title. A game to go. We've won it. We've done it. So this next click is going to be very sweet. Yes, we've stopped the rot. We stopped the rot. Maybe a season ahead of schedule. I was aiming maybe for the 99-2000 season to topple United. United are very hard to topple. I mean, even then, they've pushed us right all the way this season. Delighted to win the title. So yeah, we've done that. Now we've just got to sort of push on, try and retain the title a few times, build the squad, build the reputation, and try and push for a Champions League, because we're still a fair whack away from a Champions League. We've shown that this season. We were very poor in Europe last season, the UEFA Cup, and in this one so far. Let's move ahead. I think, there you go, there's a spoiler for the look around the league. So the UEFA Cup's happened already. Newcastle have played one of their games in hand, or their game in hand. They can't really do much more. They're cemented where they are. Arsenal cemented where they are. Tottenham can still do something with Blackburn, but especially as Blackburn lost that game. Let's see where we come back. Well, it's going to be one click. It's going to be the Saturday game, isn't it? So Dyer's out. Now, I'm going to look at the fixtures, and I'm going to see whether it's Blackburn. So they're affecting that Tottenham thing. So we actually want Blackburn to finish above Tottenham, and we can do that favour as an Arsenal manager. But also, I think I do just want to rotate. It's Saturday to Saturday. I think we can risk rotating the team a little bit. So we're going to bring in Kavame because he's unhappy. John O'Connor on the bench. Dyer's injured, so who else can we bring? McAteer on the bench. Makalele's in already. We're going to bring in Oliver Dacour. Switch McDonald for Ince. We've already got Redknapp in playing. Berger's going to be suspended. So Murphy's back, and he's fit. Okay, he's straight back in. Rui Costa as well. Knutson can't come in, unfortunately. Bobby Fowler, Sean Dundee. Bish bash bosh. There we go. Quick change around for the Blackburn game. We're not too worried about what happens here. Obviously, we don't want to lose. If we can win, we win. But we don't need to do anything. We're the champions. We've got our guard of honour taking place against Blackburn, which as former champions in the last couple of years, they won't enjoy giving a guard of honour to someone else. I mean, it wasn't a thing back in when did that come in? I can't remember who was the first one to get that. I feel like it was Chelsea or something were the first to start that, weren't they? Or they got that anyway. I think that feels like Mourinho maybe. I don't know. Don't like it. Like, it's a sign of respect, but when you got, Man United giving Chelsea a guard of honour, it's like, really? Nah, you don't. You respect your opponent, but you don't respect that much. You know what I mean? I would hate to have been a Man United player giving Chelsea a guard of honour. I think that's how it started. I think it was Man United giving Chelsea a guard of honour. Certainly feels like it was a Chelsea thing. Whether they asked for it or not, I don't know. But I don't know how it originated. But I don't really remember. But I wasn't a fan. I know that. Even as Arsenal getting them, like, I don't know if it's the FA Cup or whatever, or if we won the league, I don't want a team giving us a guard of honour. Unless it's Tottenham. But that wouldn't happen. And if Tottenham ever, not in my lifetime, I'm sure, but won the league, I don't want them to play in Arsenal a week later and having to give them a guard of honour. I ain't going for it, mate. Not happening. But so far we've got to the hour mark, and yeah, reasonably happy. Is there anyone we can bring off to? John O'Connor can come on and get a game, can't he? We're going to take him Kavame. Yeah. That's the only player that's not really played. The only player who hasn't played at all for us this season, I think, is the third choice goalie. Because I've had to give Richard Wright sort of games here and there. So he's played a decent number, I think. He still played 18, 19 games. 0-0, that's not too bad. Let's just hope Tottenham don't do enough to overtake them. But then saying that, no. I was going to say it helps. There's no coefficients or anything in this, so it doesn't help. So Leeds beat Chelsea. So Leeds have looked like they've secured themselves safety. So it's the last game of the season, so obviously we need to know. Man United won, beat Sheff Wednesday, so they're down. Let's go and have a look at the bottom of the table. Tottenham, they didn't get above. What did they do? They did win against bottom place Barnsley, but it wasn't enough. Blackburn, the draw was enough for Blackburn. The goal difference got them there. Okay, so going down, Sheffield Wednesday and Villa. What did Villa do? Villa lost to Wimbledon, who were down around there but pulled themselves out. Newcastle beat third place Arsenal. Leeds obviously won there. Derby got a point, that was fine. Bolton lost to Leicester, so Bolton actually ended up finishing just the place above, and Leicester look a lot more safe. That's how many teams were interchangeable down there. It was like a couple of results on the last day of Leicester were here in 17th. They're now up in 14th. Look respectable. Wimbledon look to be getting dragged in, but they pulled themselves out. Derby are okay. Leeds on the last day, that pretty much kept them out the way things went. Goal difference might have been okay because they scored more than Villa. But Villa could have survived if Leeds didn't get that result against Chelsea as well. So, yeah, Sheffield Wednesday and Villa are departing. I don't think there's anyone in any of these teams that we particularly want. Southgate might be an option if he's got a relegation release clause, has he? No, he hasn't. But he might want to go still. Ugo Ekiog is a decent defender. Not very fast, though. Nope. Sheffield Wednesday, they've still got Di Canio, but we don't play the wingers. Rudi, I mentioned in a previous episode, I quite like, but I don't think we need him. I'm not going to sign someone for the sake of it. The centre-backs are very good. No relegation release clauses, unfortunately, but we're going to keep an eye. Peter Rafferton, he's a bit slower. Des Walker's getting old now. We'll just keep an eye on those ones, I think. And Steve Haslam can get quite good as well, so we'll keep an eye on him. No, we won't. Never mind. Anyway, on to the FA Cup final, which is in a week's time. Back in a moment. And we just saw that, actually, before we kick away, 10 million for winning the league. So we'll have a quick look at the funds. What we got to play with next season. Oh, not bad. Not bad. See you in a week. Okay, bit weird. I had to restart my recording then. No cheating, nothing going on like that, believe me. But it just done like my recording software, just done a weird crash thing. Luckily, it saved the games I'd already played. I was worried that I'd lost the whole recording because that's how the message seemed to appear. But no, it recorded we're up to. I'm hoping the sound recorded. I didn't actually click on the sound to see if that worked. But so it seems like it's recovered. It recovered it. So hopefully, yeah. Anyway, we're here at the FA Cup final. We just had the UEFA Cup. We just got to go on a few days to the Champions League final. I will, just for posterity, keep in where it cuts out, because I was starting to say this. I don't know where it did it. When I'm editing, obviously, you'll see it. But for posterity, I'll keep it in there so you can see what happened. It might even have the error on the screen. I don't know. Yeah, so we've got the FA Cup. So we'll have to go a few days to the Champions League final. Everything else will play out, and then we'll see sort of what else happened around the leagues, the game, that sort of stuff. Anyway, we've got our game. We need to correct the team very quickly. So McAteer is back. Kavame's obviously injured again. He picked up the injury in training because he is just injury prone. I'll be glad to be shot of him, in all honesty. He's a bit of a liability in this team now. Gerrard's back, but Redknapp has been playing out of his skin, so I think I'm going to give him a game. I'm going to let him keep his place. Rui Costa's going to keep his place. Riedler in for Fowler. Dundee for Owen. Yep, I think we're good to go. David James, Matteo, Honsho, Hughes, Ince, McAteer, Redknapp, Berger, McManaman, Fowler, Owen. Not even a place for Gerrard on the bench at the moment. In fact, we're going to change Howell's Jamie Redknapp set pieces. They're not too bad. He's probably still one of the better set piece takers in the team anyway. So we'll stick. Fingers crossed we can win the league. Hopefully we can, the celebrations haven't gone too mad. As Football Manager used to say, curb the celebrations until the cup final is out of place. And there we go. Patrik Berger is now picked up an injury. The man that makes us tick. We could have done without him getting injured. Almost anyone else in the team, maybe Owen would be the other one, because he is our goals. But not the best. But obviously Man United, Newcastle have not long. I mean, they've had a good season. They've still finished fourth, I think, and managed to battle back to fourth a little bit. But they've done it without Shearer. They've sold Shearer as John Dole Thomason, 90s legend, gives them the lead. Can we get an instant hit back? No. Fowler, wasteful as ever. Rui Costa on for... There we go. I didn't see who it was. It was a quite long name, was it? Oh, it's Fowler. It wasn't a long name. Maybe I saw him in the build-up, and instantly they take the lead again. It's going to be one of those games, isn't it? It's going to be one of those games. We're just never going to be able to get a foot on the game, because any time we do so, and they're going to do something. Oh, come on. We can't lose 2 cup finals in a season, surely. Surely, Scott. Not against Newcastle. Newcastle, the perennial late 90s cup losers. We can't be doing that. Obviously, Liverpool lost a couple, but going into this sort of era, 99-2000, that would be the Gerard Houllier coming in and starting to win the cups and stuff. But we're not following up that at all. Andreas Anderson, I think that is, has scored. Finally, we get one back. 57 minutes. Don't disallow it. Please don't disallow it. McManaman grabs a goal. Now, Fowler has scored, but is he playing well? No, not particularly. Sean Dundee's coming in for Fowler. Redknapp's having a stinker, because of course he is. We've only got McDonald, really. Do you know what? We undo that. We're going to bring Dundee on for Redknapp. Rui Costa's going to go in there. Dundee's going to go there. And Fowler's going to go behind, I think. We'll see if that works. Who's got the better passing? Fowler, 10. Dundee, 9. Yeah, Fowler's going behind. And then if we need to, we can stick him up front and see what that does. McManaman, corner to Liverpool. McManaman, Dundee. Owen! He's equalised. 66 minutes. Out of nowhere. We've pulled back this game, but we've seen it. They like to hit back immediately. Don't let them hit back immediately. Dundee. Matteo. McManaman. Come on. Can we just grab a late winner? Don't let... Oh, I felt that was going to be a goal for Thomason again then. They got Luketti in their team. We mentioned him in a previous episode as a player I quite liked. More for a smaller team than maybe a Liverpool-sized team, but he's a very good defensive midfielder. English... Bit on the older side, I think, but decent. Come on. We need to hold out this moment. Paul Brayson's in their team. I mean, come on. I don't know who Hibberts is. Dr. Julius Hibbert there. Oh, Owen hits the corner of the post and crossbar. Not the last. Another cup final going to extra time. We do not have the best record in extra time and penalties so far. Come on. Come on, come on. We're petering out this game a little bit. We're going to do that. Yep. I guess we got a half of extra time. 15 minutes to do it. Honsho argues. Don't get sent off. We've got 3 very good strikers up front. Surely we've got to fashion a chance for them. Surely to God. Now, I've just realised we've got Owen in the middle. That probably isn't very wise. Who's got the best off the ball and head in? Off the ball, head in. It's Dundee. Dundee's going in the middle. That makes more sense. That makes more sense, I think. He can be the target man in the middle, picking out Fowler and Owen around him. There's an old tactic on one of the older games we used to play. You had 3 strikers across the front and everything goes into the middle one. The middle one had the aerial ability. It's going to penalties. No, is it going to a replay? It's going to a replay. Are you kidding me? It's the same day as the Champions League final. Oh my God, this is back in the day when the replays happened. Okay, right. Hopefully Berger's fit and we can do that. Let's come back again. It's going to be a long ass episode. For a couple of weeks, he's not going to be back. See you for the replay. Just a quick thing. I'll try and keep it in the edit there. But just before that moment, Harry Redknapp's just been appointed as Portsmouth manager. I mean, life imitating art, imitating life, all that stuff. They're in Division 2. They are going down to Division 3. It's a bit of a surprise move. But okay. Whatever. And now we're the away team in the FA Cup. I mean, I don't understand how you go to extra time and then a replay. Surely you go to 90 minutes. Okay, now we're going to do a replay. And then this one goes to extra time. That is insane. That is insane planning from the FA part and the FA Cup part. But it's the FA Cup replay, so it's going to be a long-ass episode. I do apologise, but, you know, these things happen. We've still got to have a little look around the leagues as well. This is going to be one of the longest episodes, certainly this save. But then it's... I wouldn't normally have left 4 league games. I think I left... No, it's 3 league games. I could have maybe left 2, but the way the league just sat, it felt like I needed to, really. And I think it did work out that way. I think... Yeah, maybe. I can't remember. Just in kind of brain going all over the place with the recording software crashing and this going on. But we've got to 25 minutes so far in this game, and there's been no goals. Compared to the last one, you'd be pissed off if you travelled all the way down for the second one, you missed the first one but got this one, because you got 6 goals in the last one plus extra time. This one, I mean, it could go to extra time still, so you could get that, but you know, if it's 0-0, you don't want half an hour of 0-0, do you? Let's be honest, as a fan. Come on, we've got to fashion some chances in this game. Obviously, we're missing Berger. He is our engine. Everything just goes through him. We've got Rui Costa out there, though. So, I mean, it's not like we've chucked some clogger in there to try and be our playmaker and get us going. It's a world-class player. Probably even more world-class player than Patrik Berger, in all honesty. McManaman, Fowler. We're going to give it to about 70 minutes maybe and we'll make a change in the forward line. But then I don't really want to do it if it goes to extra time because I do want to do for penalties and bring that striker on if I need to. I don't want to be taking Fowler off in that regard. Fowler, he's squandering too many chances. If we concede now, this game is over because we do not look like we're going to be scoring anytime soon. We're having one of those games where we just can't score. It's just whether our defence can keep us in it. So far, they are. And it's extra time again. It's only Paul Ince really that's having a bit of a shocker, really. And I probably will take him off because he's not getting a penalty on my watch. I didn't see who became captain then, but the computer decided it, and it decides it based on influence and the best option. Rui Costa, 95 minutes. There we go. The replacement for Patrik Berger has come up with the goods. That does seem to be a very key position for us, that left attacking midfielder. A lot of our good stuff comes through that position. Can we now just keep the defence doing what they've done for 105 minutes? Keep them out at the other end. Fowler, can we grab another just to... Fowler, he should be. Owen should be. it's torture. There we go. We get the FA Cup. We get the domestic double. And that is, as you can see, PSG won the Champions League. We've won the FA Cup. Another 750k for winning that. Not bad. Just under £11 million in prize money this year. And it's an all-France final. We're going to have a look at that in a minute. In fact, I might have to do that as its own little brief interlude episode. I think we're going to have to. This is going to be going on far too long. And those look-arounds do take a little bit of time. Even when you're going bit casual for it, they do take a bit of time. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up today's episode here. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please do drop a like down below. Smash the subscription button if you're new around here as well, enjoying the content, enjoying this sort of save, this sort of stuff. And yeah, I'll see you next time. It will be the interlude, sort of pause into the next season video while I get the regen hunter software running and stuff like that. So until next time, I'll see you later. Take care. Goodbye.